On Saturday, I watched the full Senior Bowl. I can't believe I'm saying that. I actually watched the full Senior Bowl. I definitely didn't have that on my bingo card for things I would be doing at this point in my life. But alas, the Steelers are looking for a future quarterback. So you know your boy had to put in the due diligence, grind the tapes, and put in that work. So I'm going to rank the Senior Bowl QB performances, and then at the very end, I'll rank the QBs as to how I think the Steelers should be looking at them. And again, these rankings are strictly based off the Senior Bowl. With that being said, at number 1, I got to go with Desmond Ridder. Now, I don't know who has the more annoying voice between him or Andrew Luck. I'm still probably leaning Andrew Luck. He's probably got one of the top 10 most annoying voices in sports history. But Ritter's performance speaks for itself. 2 touchdown scoring drives. Now, the first one was a little bit due to the running back gaining most of the yards. It was kind of like Derrick Henry carrying the Titans' offense. But he had some timely throws, like this one to Romeo Doubs. Is it Dobbs? I'm not 100% sure. And also had a nice short pass in the red zone for 6. And then in the fourth, he surprisingly came back in the game and made things look really easy. Had 2 nice passes and then put another 6 on the board. Overall, most solid performance in my opinion. At number 2, I'm going with Kenny Pickett. Now, I go back and forth for who I should have at this spot, but based off his overall production in the game, I'll stick with Kenny. Now, it wasn't perfect, even though the numbers will tell you otherwise. He made some nice throws, but missed on a potential touchdown, just a little underthrown. But ultimately, it didn't really matter because they still scored on the drive from this little swing route. And on that touchdown throw, I was excited for a fellow Pitt alum to be doing well. Yet I get comments like this. Easy throw. I could make it. Now, I have a rebuttal. 2, actually. Number 1, are you sure? Are you really sure you could make that throw? And number 2, I'm sure the defense looks nothing like that or enables you to make that pass if you're the quarterback. From my standpoint, Kenny didn't do anything in that game to hurt his draft stock. Number 3, Malik Willis. I was thinking about putting him in the 2 spot, but just didn't have the touchdown. Still made some really nice throws, particularly on the outside, and 1 or 2 of them isn't even going to count on the stat sheet because they were called back due to penalty. Also made dynamic plays on the ground. The only bad play I really remember is the underthrow bomb that he made off of his back leg, but it got called for pass interference, so it resulted in a net positive for the team. And it borderline looked like he meant to throw it back shoulder for the receiver to come back. Now, that might be a stretch, but I'm just going off my eye test. And like I said, the only reason I didn't have him higher is because of the no touchdown drives, but that's not completely his fault. I don't think he did anything in the Senior Bowl to lower his stock. If anything, I think his stock is still going up. Fun stat, 2 from Willis's performance, he led the team with 54 rushing yards all in the first quarter. Sam Howell at number 4. Not going to lie, I was low-key impressed by how Howell looked. Maybe it's because I didn't have the highest of expectations for him going into this, but his situation was definitely not perfect. I mean, the O-line was pretty shitty. The D-line was getting pressure on him, but he hung in there tough, made some good throws. I thought his arm had some pop, and then displayed some athleticism with scrambling and then through RPOs. Worst thing for him was the ball security when the opposition did get to him. But I did like how he bounced back and delivered a scoring drive for the offense. At number 5, Bailey Zappi. This was like a mixed bag. He had a really nice 20, 25-yard throw to the outside, which led to a field goal drive. But we didn't see much else from him the rest of the game until the final drive, which he made a really nice 4th and 22 throw to make it look like they were going to score before the game was over, and then ultimately threw the game-ending interception on. I mean, the dude was pretty much open. It was just a terrible underthrow. So mixed bag from Zappi. The reason I have him at 5 is just because there was more pauses from him than even Carson Strong, who I have at 6. With Strong, he looked uncomfortable at times. We didn't really get to see him display his arm strength that everyone's been talking about, and made this pretty bad underthrow, which honestly looked like a pass that I would throw in Madden and get pissed about and throw my controller. But I thought the dude was open. If he just hits him like 5 yards a little bit higher, that's a completion. So Strong, I think he was the only one that really had a stock down type of performance. Bailey Zappi, I guess you could say he was even. Malik Willis, stock up. Kenny Pickett, even. Sam Howell, from my standpoint, I would actually bump Sam Howell a little bit up. Desmond Ridder, obviously stock up performance. And for the Steelers, how I think they should be viewing the quarterback position when it comes to this draft. In terms of rankings, I'd have Malik Willis 1, Kenny Pickett 2. With Malik Willis at 1, I just think he brings something to the table that neither Mason Rudolph or Dwayne Haskins has right now in dynamic playmaking. Number 2, Kenny Pickett. That's probably just a little bit more about a feel-good story. He's good, obviously, but coming from Pitt, yeah, there might be some biasness there. Outside of those two, I don't really want to draft a quarterback in the early rounds, 3rd round and up. Like, I'd rather take a flyer on either Marcus Mariota or Jameis Winston. You can't tell me some of these quarterbacks in this class are already better than those two. So that's what I'm thinking. You could get one of those two on a cheap contract, a year or two, where we're not really leveraging our future. Whereas with an early pick, dude, this could be a staple inside linebacker for us that we're passing on. This could be a staple center that we're passing on for one of these quarterbacks that would probably be sitting this year. And I'm not really cool with that because I do think we could be a decent team depending on what we do in free agency and the draft. So let me know what you guys thought about the Senior Bowl in terms of rankings, the Steelers, and how they should be viewing the quarterback position. Down in the comments. That is it for this Big Deke news segment. Stay chilling. Peace.